So I know you guys have seen, we have already started to go to war with Iran. Despite how unpopular it was, despite nobody wanting to go into this war with Iran, we are now striking Iran, us and Israel, the two suspects, right? Us and Israel were striking Iran because Iran just won't leave us alone, right? Iran is causing us so much problems. Iran is the reason that we can't afford health care. Iran is the reason that all of our, brothers and sisters are turning gay. That's Iran's fault. So hopefully Gen Z, this generation, the generation of promise, the golden generation, hopefully this generation, after we defeat Iran, hopefully we'll be able to blossom now. The kids will stop turning gay. The schools will start actually teaching good curriculums after we defeat Iran. That's the plan. But not until we defeat Iran, because that's what's causing all these problems. And you see how dumb that sounds? You see how that doesn't make any sense? You see how that's not even like coherent? And this is what they would lead you to believe, though. This is what they would lead you to believe, that Iran is just causing us so much distress and malfunction. They're disrupting our country. Now, how is Iran disrupting our country exactly? Before I go die for Israel, can someone just let me know? Can I just get a little bit of an inside scoop? Maybe I'm missing something. Cuz I'm not going to die for Israel, that's for sure. Me and my homies, well, I just confirmed, I was talking to my homies on the phone. Me and my homies aren't going to die for Israel. We talked about it. We're not going to die for Israel. So we better get something else up. But it's big news. It's big news. It's a big story. A lot of people are saying World War III could be imminent. This could be something that could happen. World War III. China might be jumping in here. Because China and Iran are allies. So anytime we strike Iran, Russia also allies with Iran, North Korea. So anytime we strike Iran, there's always a chance that one of these countries could just be like, you know what? We had enough of America. We had enough of the United States, thinking that they can just go and United States thinking that they could just go and just police everybody. Like they're just the Avengers of the world. Like they're the police force of the universe. We're tired of this. And we're going to ignite World War III. That could always happen at any time. It's not like we're attacking somebody with no allies, with no nuclear allies, with no nuclear allies, because people forget Russia has more nukes than we do. Not saying they're a better military force, but Russia does have the most nukes on the planet. That title belongs to Russia. So, it's not like this is your everyday cakewalk. This is your everyday tussle in the locker room. No, this is, we're on the brink of nuclear destruction. That's 2026 for you. That's 2026. Oh, you thought you were buying a new home? Oh, you thought you would retire with the equity in your house? No, we're going into nuclear war. Oh, you thought you were going to ask that girl out on a date and live happily ever after and, hop on Hinge, get on a date, find somebody that you really like? No, we're going into nuclear war. Nuclear. So, everybody That's something that that's something that a lot of people, they just didn't see coming, or they didn't believe, because this is something that's been on the books for a long time actually. We can go back to the clean break memo. David Wormser and a whole bunch of other Israel, you know, spies or whatever they are, Zionist influence. A whole bunch of Zionists wrote the clean break memo that's was pretty much the declaration to go on the offense in the Middle East in 1996, because the party before the Likud party is Benjamin Netanyahu's party, but the party before that, they had a whole different plan. They had a whole different strategy. It wasn't anything like the strategy that's going on now, where they're just bombing everybody and just regime change after regime change. Going to Syria, regime change. Going to Afghanistan, regime change. Going into Iraq, regime change. That actually wasn't how it used to be. But in 1996, they did the clean break memo, which was a part of the reason that we actually went into the Iraq war. And this got it has all the countries that we have toppled the regimes of on there. This is on the internet. This is like general information. This is easily able to be looked up. This is out there. You could easily go and see it. All the countries are out there. We need to topple Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, Syria. They're all there. And we went in with military force on every single country that was listed. Every single country that was listed. We went in there with military action. That's how people are able to just easily predict these things. Easily predict them, because Israel, they have things out there. They have their plan. And people might say it's a conspiracy theory. People might say, oh, no, that's conspiracy. That's not true. These are radical Zionists. They don't actually have power in the administration. They're radical Zionists. That's not how all Jews are. They're just radical Zionists. Well, it was pretty accurate. It was pretty accurate, because we're bombing Iran right now. I was pretty accurate, because we're bombing Iran right now. So say what you want, but that's what's happening with that. And not a lot of support. Not a lot of support for this Iran war. Charlie Kirk, before he died, he tweeted, and I posted this on my story, went a little bit viral. You know how I do on IG. Follow me on IG, by the way, if you're not following me. We going viral on IG all the time. All the time. But he posted a story that said, or he posted a tweet that said, it was a poll: should we interfere with Israel-Iran war? It was like 80% of people said no. And he was testing the waters. Charlie Kirk was pro-Israel, so he's testing the waters a little bit. He's like, let's see if we can, how much support we have for this regime change. See if we could get the Ayatollah. See if we can go ahead and get them toppled already. And it backfired, because nobody wants to go to war with Iran. It backfired because nobody wants a war with Iran. Why? They're so brainwashed, and they're so in their donors. They're so like, they have so many donors telling them what to do. They're so like down that path. They're like not even in reality. Why would they think that people would want to go to war with Iran? I'm sorry, did they do a terrorist attack on the US that I might have missed? Was there like another 9/11 that I might have missed? Because I'm not really understanding why neocons neocons of the past think that this would be a popular thing. Doesn't really ring It's not really ringing any bells for me. I don't really get their train of thought here. I don't know. But a lot of interesting a lot of interesting perspectives on this war. I've seen it all. I've seen people saying that this isn't even real. This is kind of like the Matrix. It's kind of like countries already agreed on things that they were going to do. They already sat at the table, already had agreement. Okay, we're going to bomb you. You're going to intercept this. We're going to bomb that. This is how this is going to look, because it's a reshaping of the world. It's a political reshaping of the world. And that's an interesting perspective because, yeah, when you look at the other wars, when you look at the Iraq wars and Afghanistan, those were like real vicious, brutal, boots on the ground wars. This is not really the same. So I could see how you can come to that conclusion from that, because it doesn't have the same force. It doesn't have the same vigor. It's not the same um in that way. So that makes sense. I don't know if I could we're just going to have to see. We're going to have to let things unfold a little bit, and I think we're going to be able to see what's really going on. What's really going on. Now, the leader of Iran, is suspected to have died already. It shows that the leader of Iran is dead already, confirmed dead. Now, a lot of people are saying that, well, he's not actually dead. It's unconfirmed. It's skeptical. It's, they're speculating, things like that. And I mean, I understand sometimes there's misinformation out there, but I don't know, man. He might be gone. He might be dead. He might be deceased, because I'm seeing a lot of reports on this, and I'm pretty sure it's probably just the case. I don't know why we should suspect that it's not. I don't really see the evidence on that, but that was kind of the big thing. Like, how are they going to be able to track the Ayatollah, or the leader of Iran? How are they going to be able to track him? Because they have these whole underground bunkers, and they have all these cities underground that are so complex and, hard to find. And we're going to have to be boots on the ground, and it's going to be messy, and it's going to take forever. Like, those were kind of the things that was going around. Those were the expectations. But killing the leader the first day, that changes things up a little bit. That changes the spectrum just a little bit. So, you know, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Hey, in that case, and it says we killed like what, 20, 30 leaders at as well as him. So that changes things up just a little bit. So we're gonna be able to see, maybe this ends quicker than we thought. Maybe this isn't such a long war, something like that. That could be interesting. So we're gonna be we're gonna be watching what happens. We're gonna be tuned in to what's going on. And you guys should too. Because who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen?